Your wifey's favorite console kid. Butcher Black is bringing you another episode of The Chop Shop. Turn that shit up.
What's going on, everyone? It's your man Butcher Black, representing Console Kings and the Console Kings Gaming Network, where hip-hop and gaming combine. And I have a special guest for you tonight. You may have seen him on Twitter, his tweets, seen his YouTube videos. I'm talking about none other than the mayor of Sim City, the Czar.
What's going on, Butcher, man? Thanks for the introduction, brother. I'm ecstatic to be here. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man. It's funny how we hooked up, man. I'm really trying to understand where our paths crossed. We have like similar voices to a certain extent. Yours may be a little bit deeper than mine, but we both have a love for we both have a love for gaming. And you're down in Atlanta, where the Console Kings is headquartered at. I'm trying to get down there myself, and I think that's how we came into play. But for those that don't know, can you explain to the listeners what Sim Nation is?
Man, I figured you was going to ask me that question, Butcher, man, and it's really it's simple to explain. Sometimes it's hard to explain, though, because it's much more than what it seems, man. And I think that's why the movement has been so real. But, if you were trying to put a label on it, it's like a collective of individuals who share common beliefs. And you could say in gaming, but what we found is it extended beyond gaming, right? And it was bigger than color and creed. And you know what I'm saying? It was like, it's hard to explain, but before the internet, right, you might be the only dude in your small 5 to 10 person clique that's really into something. You know what I'm saying? Like, those dudes might mess with a little bit, but they're not really into it. And so with the internet, we were able to get all those people that are really into simulation sports, right, and video games, and we were all ended up together. We got to looking around and we use the same movies as quotes, and you know what I'm saying? And we built this thing where we talk about, sim is actually a lifestyle, it's bigger than just games. But that's what it is, man. And we believe like a sim-style sports team should, as much as possible, represent the sport that it's trying to replicate. We don't believe in using exploits to beat people. You know what I'm saying? We want fair and exploit-free competition.
Exactly. At the end of the day, you want to be beat the way that you would be beat at the rec center, at the park, in the backyard. You want to be beat that way, not because, I know that if I use a certain button combination, I can get by you, or I can dip something, or better yet, I can phase through you to get this basket or this touchdown.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Being bigger up on strategy, man, and just looking at all aspects of how do you get into this and how do you beat somebody, how do you take somebody down. It's also, I had the saying, man, that it's not mine, but, he who is faithful in little is faithful in much. And so, and this is when I talk about that the Sim Nation is bigger than video games, man, because my whole thought, when I went to get into gaming, man, is like, if I can get somebody to have a code of honor, right, when they're playing a video game, if he can be faithful in that, then that could extend into other areas of a person's life. You know what I'm saying? And the cool thing about video games is it's a medium where all ages collide, right?
Correct.
So I have people that are much, much older than me that are involved with the Sim Nation. I got people that are much, much younger than me. And when we meet on this medium of video games, right, it allows us to interact in a manner that if I just met a person that's 20 years younger than me on the street, they might feel a certain way about the things I'm telling them that might actually benefit them. But when we meet under this medium of video games, right, and we're both into it, and he might share something with me about his life that I might have some information about. And I could tell, hey, man, hey, young, but, maybe you might want to try this or that. It's different. You know what I'm saying? But yet the message is still able to be relayed.
Exactly.
And,
exactly.
So that's kind of what it is, but I can't really touch on it. You know what I'm saying? Because it is an actual movement, man, and I know you know about it.
Yeah, I definitely know about it. You just made me think about a particular website that I used to game on, and this guy and I, we used to lab a lot, and lab is a Madden term for getting in and getting your practice in and working at your gaming craft.
Right.
This brother used to script out his first 15 plays like Bill Walsh for the 49ers.
Yeah, man.
He used to script his plays out against certain defenses, and the league was real big on scouting reports. What particular team played what defense, how they played their defense, did they stack, did they bump the tight ends, all this other stuff. And so he would work schemes and plays. He would script 15 plays to feel out this person, and then open up his playbook from there. So I know exactly what you mean. And then just the fellowship and talking about it, and then diving deeper into it, it's like all right, so if you script your 15 plays for a video game, are you this detail oriented in your real life? And come to find out, he was. So it translated over on many levels. Just like you said, it's a gaming style, but it also transfers over to life lessons that can be passed on, old or young, across this platform.
Man, absolutely, man. And really, Butcher, man, it shocked me, man, because, I've been a member on Operation Sports for some time. Mm-hmm. And I would get messages, man, private messages from young cats, man, like, hey, man, Bizarre, just watching how you do what you do, man. Like I'm not making this up, man. Cats will come at me like, you helping me to be a better man, man. I see how you carry yourself or how you conduct yourself, man. And I just want you to know, man, you helping me. And, that's when because I never overtly said that when we were starting, right? But that was my intention as an individual, and to have somebody reflect that back to you, man, was heavy. I was like, man, this thing is real. But you black, I was like, hold up.
Exactly. So now that we kind of like have an understanding and feeling of what Sim Nation is, how exactly did you start the movement? I mean, you said you were at Operation Sports, and I'm sure that you're probably still there. Did it start there on their blogs or in their forums?
Man, I got to be just being honest with you, man. I believe that it always existed. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you build it, they will come. Right. And that's why it was so natural for people to catch on to it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was always something that was going on. People never had the names to it. You know what I'm saying? And then, I think in just one of my broadcasts, man, I always do shout outs or whatever. And I just said, shout out to the Sim Nation, man. And I had never heard anybody refer to the collective as that, and then we just kept using it, man, kept using it. And the thing just grew. And so I couldn't tell you exactly how it started, but I really believe that it always existed, man. We just put a name on top of it and gave people an easy way to identify with it and to unify, man. Because, I started, my whole thing with gaming was I wanted to have an impact on how these games were made. I was like, if anybody should have a say in the direction of these games, it should be the people that play it the most, the people that understand the sport the most, not just people who casually play or what have you. So that was always the driving force, to have influence. Well, to have influence, it's necessary sometimes to bring everybody under one umbrella so that the companies can see that you guys have a legitimate voice. You know what I'm saying? You're not just talking about 5 or 10 individuals. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people. And so that also helped when I started to try to form it, because there was a purpose behind it.
Well, that's awesome, man. So with the definition, the labeling, and now you tie in the package with 2K, how did this situation come about for you?
Man, you know what, Butcher, man, I like everything else, man, it just kind of happened kind of gradually over time, man. I started off doing text, right? Or just posting a forum. Mm-hmm. And what I do, and this was during summertime, man, like way back in, I think it was 2K6 was about to come out, so it must be around 2005. If you're a sports gamer, that summertime can be a little rough while you're waiting for either Madden.
Yes, Lord, I know that. Madden on NCAA or something.
So what I was doing, man, is I was finding video footage of real basketball, or no, video game basketball, yeah, but I was breaking it down in forum posts, like possession by possession. This is what's going on. This is what was improved. This is what is not improved, man. And I did that, and dudes was feeling it, right? So I kept doing it, and then I was like, man, this is too much typing. So then I went in to start doing videos. And I did this video called The Night Before 2K7. And my wife was on the track, right? I produced the track. My wife was on it. She was singing. I did a poem. And it was a totally community-driven thing, right? Because I didn't have access to the game early. But people like Fared and people from Operation Sports had went to the release party and got the game. Mm-hmm. So they recorded the footage, right? Sent it to me. I put it together and put this video out, man. And the thing was, it was crazy. I had never seen nothing like that before. You know what I'm saying? As far as somebody doing their own music, their own, you know, and just putting it together in a package like that. So, that's awesome, man. Yeah, man, and that's what drove me. You know what I'm saying? Because people always wonder, you know, well, you don't put out footage all year long or whatever. Like, I'm motivated by doing new stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get bored easy. I'm a Libra. I get bored real easy. You know what I'm saying? So if it don't move me, I feel like it doesn't move anybody else. So people always tell me, no, man, you know, go ahead and put it out. So anyway, I did that video, man, and 2K, come to find out, you know, they had sent that all around their office. And this was way back then. So, yeah, so that's how the relationship kind of started. And then my man, Rob Jones, hit me up by, man, I was just in Operation Sports, man, posting like normal. And I get, they used to have chat on Operation Sports. And I get a chat message pop up. And it's Rob Jones, the producer of the game. And, you know, any gamer, I'm like, oh, shit, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, Rob. Right. So that started a friendship back then, man. And, you know, just whenever he would want some direct feedback on the game, he hit me up, man. So we went back and forth with that for a few years, man. And it just gradually, over time, man, the situation with 2K just kind of developed. And, you know, I'm a spiritual man, so I believe that God set that up for me. Because if I were to tell you step by step, you say, man, that's impossible. You know what I'm saying? And I only know one way that could be possible, man. But that's because I always wanted to get involved with games, man, and make games better. And I got to a point where I was like, you know what? There's only so much we're going to be able to do from the outside. You know what I'm saying? Is to take these things where we really want to take them. You know, I'm gonna have to try to do it from the inside, and so that's what led to that. But you know, video games is or the video game business or the community, it's one of convenient relationships. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to do anything with gaming, man, you have to start to develop relationships with people that are in the industry. And that's why Console Kings is so dope, man. I met with King Soul, man, good people. They had me down to the offices, man, and y'all always doing some crazy stuff. Sometimes I'm like, man, I can't believe I know these dudes, man, and they got models and superstars just falling through the offices and what have you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
You know,
it's pretty nice.
Crazy what y'all doing, man.
It's pretty nice, man. Okay, y'all, so we're going to move along here. This segment of the show, I had to cut out a little piece that Desar couldn't talk about publicly, but he shared with me some views on certain things. But we're going to pick it up right here. Check it out. Part 2 of the interview with Desar here on the Chop Shop with your host, Butcher Black.
This is not a simple endeavor, you know, for any fan of video games. It's not like people out here trying to mess these games up on purpose, man. It's a very difficult thing to do. There's lots of moving parts, and it's not simple. And I've yet to play a game that doesn't have some type of problem. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. I mean, that's across the board, whether it be sports or fighting or first-person shooters. There's always something that seems to be that needs to have a little tweaking to it in the background, in the programming and everything. So,
especially when you look at a game, I'm sorry, Butcher.
No, go ahead.
Game that takes 4 years to be made, and it drops with day one issues. It drops with server issues. You know what I'm saying? So anytime you compress that and say, hey, we're going to release a game every single year, you know, perfection almost becomes a fool's errand. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just, the schedule is a rough taskmaster. And there's only so many things you could do. If you concentrate on all bugs, people say, you didn't add anything new, I shouldn't give you $60. You concentrate on all things new, right? They say, hey, what about the legacy issues? So it's constantly a balancing thing. And, it's tough to do. And that goes for all games, not just 2K and Live, but any game out there.
Exactly. Just like with the Halo Master Chief Collection, it seems like the issues that were in the past on the first generation Xbox console and the 360 seem to have come up in the Master Chief Collection with connectivity issues, server issues. So, like you said, it touches on all genres. So, with that being, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. You had a point.
Oh, what I was going to say, man, is that what people don't realize, and I'm not saying that they should realize it, but one thing they don't realize is everything in a video game solves some type of problem. Even if it creates a problem, it's solving something. That's why it's there. And so anytime you're going to say, hey, we're going to fix this, right, you have to make sure that all the existing things that thing you want to change still work. And then try not to introduce anything new. And so game development in itself is a skill. It's not just about, the sport, if we're talking about sports video games, or, it's about the skill and time management and what do you focus on and how do you solve a complex issue knowing that you won't have all the resources, whether the resources be money, time, engineers' time, whatever. And so great developers know how to spend their time on the most bang for the buck while still trying to cover everything that the community wants. Is a real balancing act, man. But, just my short time that I've been in it, it's like game development itself is a skill, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into it that people don't get to see, just because it's just part of making a game. So if you see a person and they say they're in charge of offense, right? And there's a lot of stuff that they're going to do and that they're going to work on that the user will never be able to see. You know what I'm saying? Besides the stuff that the user can see and complain about or say, hey, you need to do this better or do that better, there's a whole other subsection of work that nobody is aware of.
Exactly. And that's where, for those in the IT field can probably understand this, is that you have your team of developers and then you have your project management team that understand how to prioritize tasks and put them in a task sequence to make sure that you hit your marks when trying to complete these projects. And if you fall short, then of course something's going to be messed up along the way that you'll probably have to revisit and come back and fix. And that's what we're probably seeing most of the times with certain games that come out. Oh, we didn't have enough time to complete this. And then, we got a day one patch. That patch is to fix what they ran out of time to actually complete in the first task.
Yeah. And I hear, sometimes I'll be on forums and I'll see people complain and rightfully so. When the game ships, you want to get it, you want to play it, you want it to be right. But I think day one patches are going to be, a bigger thing. It gives the developers a little bit more time. That time between the disc ships and the game is actually given to the customers to try to make things as right as possible, man. And but these games have a lot more content than they used to have.
Way more.
They have a lot more content, but the time frame is still the same. And so it creates some interesting dynamics, man, when the consumers only want more. Nobody's showing up to the party saying, I'd like to have less. You know what I'm saying?
You'll never hear that. I'm sure they brought Pac-Man back. It's like, he's moving too fast. He's eating the dots too slow. You need to adjust the timer on when I bite the pill. I need 30 more seconds for these ghosts to stay blue. Where's the patch for Pac-Man?
Man, and I remember, Butcher, man, I've been playing games a long time. I remember when what they shipped is what you got. You know what I'm saying? You have to make it work, baby.
Yeah. you gotta wait for another 2 years for the next one to come out.
That's it.
Save up your money for that one. No, don't tell me to take it back. We ain't taking it back.
That's all I got.
Yeah, ain't no trade-in. It's a trade-in. What's that, dog? The trade-ins only happen at the car dealership.
That's it, man. You invested.
Yeah, man. You definitely invested. That's why you see all these pictures on Facebook where guys with their extensive game collections. You know, nobody's trading in these cartridges. Well, you can't trade in a cartridge. I don't care how many Q-tips and how much rubbing alcohol you got. It ain't working. You stuck with it.
But what you with them cartridges, wasn't they?
Man, either you had a nickel or a penny that you used to tape to it to make sure that it stayed in your Super Nintendo, so it wouldn't keep popping up.
Yeah, man, put that bad boy in at just the right angle.
Gotcha. Don't move. Don't walk in. Stop. You vibrate. It's gonna pop out.
Oh man.
All right, we had to take y'all back, people. We had to take y'all back. So the future is probably going to be bright for EA, as long as they stay on the right developmental path, hire the right developers, the right project managers, and make sure that their task sequence is in line, and hopefully 2K can still continue driving the industry as far as the basketball genre. So with that being said, do you play anything else outside of basketball?
Yeah, man, I play all sports games, so baseball, football. You know, I play those. I love games like Max Payne. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wish they bring out another one for the next gen or the new console, should I say?
I'm waiting anxiously, man. But I really enjoyed those games like Max Payne with a nice story behind it. You know, sometimes my wife and I will play together because sometimes, you know, some of those stories are really good, man. I'm like, why watch a movie when you can be in one? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can take over that character, you know. And
LA Noire was real good with that storyline and that.
Oh yeah.
That was like watching one of those throwback movies on Netflix or something.
Yeah, and that's why I'm into gaming, man. I like the story. I like to escape the grind of the daily life, you know. And I think that's why people want more out of the games too. I know you know the gaming audience is continuing to grow. People are not stopping their gaming, right? And so after you put the kids to bed, you got kids, after you finish studying for your test, whatever the case may be, you need something that's worthy for you to stay up late and possibly be late to work or school or whatever it is. You know,
I can tell you a game that'll probably pique your interest that I didn't think was going to be all of that when I was on the beta was The Crew. The storyline in The Crew, it's different. It's a driving game, but it's a driving game with purpose.
Oh man! All right, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
It's
definitely, it has a true storyline. It's like you're not just driving just to be driving. Oh, I got, getting street cred and blah, blah, blah. You're driving towards a goal. You want to catch this person, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Oh, that's what's up, man. All right. That's going in the basket.
Yes. Yeah. December 4th. It hits stores, Ubisoft, December 4th.
All right. That's what's up. Good looking out.
Yeah, man. So what do you feel is more valuable to you, is like a successful blog, the Sim Nation movement, or your YouTube channel?
Man, I don't think you can put the cart before the horse. So I'm going to say the movement, man. If your movement ain't nothing, then the blog ain't going to be nothing, and the channel ain't going to be nothing. You know what I'm saying? But if the movement is real, man, people going to find you. Because you got to think, man, of all the forms of entertainment that are out there, you're asking people to spend 5, 10, 15, sometimes an hour of their time with you. Nobody's going to do that if they're not invested. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many things that could take up a person's time. There's Twitter, there's this, there's that, the other thing. And so I'm always extremely appreciative of people spending their time to spend with me, you know, and I try to let people know as often as possible, hey, family, thanks for coming through. You know, you could have been any place in the world, literally. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
but,
man.
I
and every chance I get, I try to catch you on Blog Talk Radio with your show. I love calling in when I get a chance to call in, man. I mean, that to me is Friday nights, right? That to me is a great. To me that's a great way to open up my Friday. Listening to your show, and then, you know, if I got something that I need to work on gaming wise or whatever, man, you know, it puts me in that right frame of mind to get work on my craft, and then listen to what the people are looking for in video games. And so,
that's what's up, man. I appreciate that, Butcher, man. Yeah, we've been on a small hiatus, man, but the show was that thing turned into a monster, man. That thing grew like I don't know what, man. yeah. You should be holding down one of them primetime slots real soon. I appreciate that, brother.
You know, I'll do all I can to help make sure that happens. You know, tweet it out, push it out, whatever.
Yeah, man. And, you know, we always appreciate it, man, when the Kings come through, man. You know, we appreciate that, man. Y'all always do your thing when you come through for us, so we appreciate it.
Got to, man. Got to. So, with all that you do, man, how do you find balance between working, family, gaming, and doing the videos and the Sim Nation movement?
Man, that's a good question, man. I'm not one of those people that sleeps a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to go to college. One of my boys, man, he could like sleep like 13 hours. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it, man. So I'm blessed that if I get 4 or 5 hours, you know, I'm up. You know what I'm saying? So
finally, somebody just like me. Finally, somebody just.
Yeah, man. So and you know what? I try to keep a schedule and stay organized. You know, if I don't put in a schedule to say, hey, you know, I find out from my wife beginning of the week, hey, what's important to you that we need to get done this week? Mm-hmm. Then I find out from my kids, you know, what do we have scheduled with you guys? And I put that in the schedule first. Right? So I know that stuff is going to get done, and then I fill it in with everything else, you know. And so the schedule really, really works for me, because I know, you know, man, you can get lost in a video, man, and be there 4 days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just started some last night, man, with the NCAA playoffs and everything going. So I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So, you know, that. And just time, man. I've been doing this for a while now, you know, and and my fans probably know when I get busy, because that's when the videos stop, right? Because if you got working, family, gaming, the video's gonna be the first thing to go. Because the family comes first. I gotta work. I'm gonna game. Right. You know. Oh,
man. Gotta find time to push it out and everything. So, on average, how long does it take for you to record and edit a video?
Man, it takes me probably a lot longer than most, because of the types of videos that I'm normally doing. They're normally instructional in some type of manner, and I try to be as thorough as possible. You know, and I'll be honest with you, man, I envy these guys that just get there and they press record and the game is just rolling and they just talking. I'm like, man, that's dope. You know, but my audience will revolt if I try some stuff like that, man.
They need some real film session. It's like, all right, can you run that back? It's like, I saw you do the play. I saw what you did, but I need you to, you know, press rewind and then put it in slow motion for me, please.
Yeah, man, like I called myself using the PS4 upload function just to upload some quick videos. Dudes was like, oh, what happened, man? I yawned, the video was over. When you gonna stop with these short joints, man? You know?
Wow. It's like, yeah, I like the product, but no, I need a little bit more, please.
So if I'm doing something serious, man, probably 25, 30 hours, you know? And that's why I don't have a lot of content, because I want it to be quality. If I do something, I want it to be quality. Anytime I do something that I don't feel I put my quality on it, you know, I always regret it every time I hear it. You know what I'm saying? Every time I see it. So I'd rather do one fantastic, in my estimation, you know, everybody has their own opinion, but one fantastic video than like 3 average videos. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like some people say, man, the video you did 2 years ago or 3 years ago is still relevant. You know, and
Right.
that's what I like to hear. You know what I'm saying? So it's quantity. And I know some people will do the same video every year because, you know, you have new fans or whatever. But I'm like, refer to link, baby. It's still good, Butcher Black.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I hear you on that one. So I heard you mention the PS4 upload. So what is your preferred gaming console?
Man, I gotta be honest with you. Last gen, I was Xbox 360 all day, every day. I couldn't get into the PS3, man, but the PS4 is that machine for me right now, man. It's just for me. It's just user friendly. The share button is fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Like I just plug my headphones into my controller, and now I got microphones. You know what I'm saying? It's stress-free gaming for me, man, and I enjoy it. So I got the one here. But, you know, if I'm not playing something exclusive, man, to the one like Titanfall or something, you know, I'm not really messing with it, man.
I feel you on that, man. I still haven't purchased the 4 yet. I probably will. I'm trying to win that Rockstar GTA 5 PlayStation. Hello, Rockstar. I saw the link today and I signed up and I sure would like to win one. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Well, I wish you luck with that.
Yeah, man. But yeah, the PlayStation 4 is calling me, man. I mean, I still have my PSN ID, and of course, Console Kings is still delivering content now that themes are on there. I'm sure we're going to be pushing out a lot more themes, and Xbox One has dropped the background, and I got my custom backgrounds up, which you probably have seen on Instagram and Twitter and Tumblr and all that other stuff. So, yeah, I like the PlayStation 4 titles, the exclusive titles, that stuff that's coming from overseas and that, you know, they Americanized, and I like that kind of stuff because you don't get that on the Xbox One. So I'll probably jump on the PS4 for those type of titles, but do like my regular gaming on the Xbox One. It really doesn't matter to me, you know, pixels and, you know, what's faster or what looks good. Man, if I like the game, I'm gonna play the game. It doesn't really matter what console. I mean, heck, if the Wii U has something dope, I probably get that too. But then again, I'm probably sitting here lying right now, so I'll take that one back. But y'all understand what I'm saying.
Man, I'm waiting on them Wii U's to go on sale, man, for like $25. So I'm gonna get one.
Goodness. Did you see that thing that they did with Sears and how they were price matching? Like Sears put it up for like $60, and people were going crazy at Walmart and buying two of them for $60 a piece. A $300 console for $60 a piece, and then they try to hit up with the PlayStation 4s from Amazon, and that's what caused them to nationally change their price matching policy and all of that stuff, man. People walking out with the PlayStation 4 for $90. And it's like, are you serious?
Man, that's crazy, man. So I missed my window, is what you're telling me.
That window was like,
be back around.
Yeah. Let's see us mess up again. I'll be first in line. I got it. Right here on my phone. Yep, right here. See? Yeah, man. So, man, this conversation is going real well. I'm loving this energy and everything. So, what would you say would be the best accomplishment or opportunity that you've had from gaming?
Man, I've had a lot of dope opportunities, man. Just being honest with you, man, I really have. I've been blessed, man. But, you know, rocking with 2K Sports, man, and working on what has become my most favorite game, with the team that they have assembled there, man. One of my best friends, Scott O'Gallagher, former professional basketball player, man. You know, he and I, you know, we in a meeting, man, and we just look at each other like, did we really do this? You know what I'm saying? We sit here talking hoop strategy for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Right. You know, so we'll look at each other like that, man, from every once in a while, man. And so I'd have to say that, man. Again, the team they have established here the culture, the 2K culture, man, in my opinion, it's just not going to be beat, man. You know, anytime you make a change in the code, and the president of the company is like, hey, Zar, I like the change you made. You know what I'm saying? Like that's different. You know what I'm saying? For him to be that involved, and talking about Greg Thomas and Jeff Thomas, man, and like I've never seen anything like that. You know, when I was on the outside, I had an inkling. You know, the whole group, the whole Sim Nation was like, man, I don't know, they do something a little different at 2K. Yeah, you know, and you could compare it to EA or what have you. We always had this feeling like something different was going on, and then when you get up there, you know, you just see, man, it's like I feel like 2K is kind of like the last of the Mohicans with how they develop their games, you know, and I think you look at titles that they put out like NFL 2K and College Hoops 2K8. When those games stopped coming out, people were able to see how dope those games were. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think you reach that level of creativity without fantastic leadership. And that's what we got, man. And, you know, going to work every day is a joy, man. And again, our leader, Mike Wang, head of the gameplay team, best guy in the world to work for, man. And, you know, very knowledgeable. You look at, as a basketball aficionado, right, there have been some fantastic games. 3 of the dopest were Inside Drive, Live 10, and 2K11. And Mike Wang worked on all 3 of those. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not happenstance. You know what I'm saying? That's a man right there. You know what I'm saying? And so he brings all that experience. And like Inside Drive, a lot of people don't know, was the first basketball game to have right stick dribbling. Once again, Michael Wang, dude is cold. You know what I'm saying? And he's leading the gameplay team now. We got the guy that used to make College Hoops 2K8. Zach is on the squad with us. I mean, it's an incredible team, man, and it's no wonder why they make the games that they do. You know, it's an incredible team. So I have to say that's the best opportunity. Working with them guys, man, day in, day out, cracking jokes. You know what I'm saying, man? Working hard. And it's a hard-working team, too. Like, you can't work at 2K if you shy of hard work. It just ain't, you just wouldn't mix. You know what I'm saying?
I
you don't go hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, it's like, you know, you mentioned in College Hoops 2K8, probably one of the reasons, besides, you know, doing the EA Sports, NCAA, Black College videos that I do with the 360, is because I'm still looking for that game. I am still looking for College Hoops 2K8, a copy somewhere, so I can just play that, man. I mean, I miss College Hoops that much, and that probably was the best College Hoops games that I've ever played.
Man, it has to be, man, that game was incredible, man. And, you know, it's one of the reasons, when I look at NFL 2K5 and College Hoops, man, it's one of the reasons that I really don't think people or fans of a game can appreciate it in the year that it comes out. Because, you know, you're always, well, can they patch this? Can they do something to this? Can they? But when a game stops being made, right, and you have to dive back into it, right, because you're missing it, that's when you see the brilliance of it, you know, and the fact that people are still playing those games, people are still making updates for them. Somebody on OS just released a NCAA updated roster for that thing. You know what I'm saying? For College Hoops.
Wow.
And obviously those games are dated, man, but there's something, when you intimately know a sport and somebody gets some of the intangibles right, sometimes that can override some of the technical stuff that's wrong. And I think that's what people miss, you know, about those games.
Man, it sure would be great if you can get on that project to bring that game back. But I know there's NCAA stuff that you can't talk about, but wish list. If it could come back, I'd be first in line to get one.
Man, people don't even know, man. Sometimes the people inside the company, I pitch that every week. You know what I'm saying? We try to,
man.
Put your favorites back, baby. You know.
even 2K when they did the college football, man, I was like, it's like, you know, like the freshmen were like too small, but besides the freshmen being like extra small, I mean, the game was still dope. Yeah,
man. You know, it's something in the water up there, man. Just passionate, knowledgeable people, but also people that have been in the industry for a while. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say that we don't have things that we need to improve in. We're aware of those things, we're working towards those things. But just when you're talking about the people and the passion that they bring to work every day, you know what I'm saying, and the skill with which they do what they do, these cats is bad, man. They cold, man. They cold, and it's an honor to work with them.
Man, that sounds so dope, man. I'm so happy for you, man, and just wish continued blessings upon you and your family and Sim Nation and all of that, man. So,
thank you,
man. So you've taken me on this journey, man, from the definition to where you are now with 2K. So let's kind of like close this loophole. So how did you get into gaming?
Man, I think my pop has always kind of been a visionary, man. And he came home one day and he just told me, he was like, man, son, computers are going to be the future. And this was a long, long, long time ago, man. Mm-hmm. And they had computers on sale at like Costco or something, someplace like that. And he brought home a Commodore 64. Mm. And he brought that home, man, and I had Dr. J versus Larry Bird, and I was done. It was over, man. I was like my imagination was captured. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, it got the Ataris, of course. And I can't remember if the Atari came first, but I remember Dr. J versus Larry Bird, man.
I remember that too. My cousin had it on his first Apple, man, with the floppy drive and shattering the backboard, and the guy comes up, sweep up the glass, and going at it again. And then it was Jordan versus Bird.
Yeah, man, Jordan versus Bird, man. Those games just captured my imagination, man. And I kept saying, you know what I couldn't wait for? On that Jordan versus Bird, right? Remember when you would shoot the free throw and they changed the camera? It was they brought the camera down, right? And I was like, man, one day you're going to be able to play the whole game like this. It's going to be 5-on-5. And you know what I'm saying? And now to be able to play those games, not just play them, man, to be working on them now at this stage is just incredible. And I always say, man, if you want to enjoy gaming, because there's some people that get so into judging the game, this, that, the other thing, that they don't even have fun. I'm like, what do you buy the game system for, baby? This is supposed to be entertainment. Right? But to really enjoy your game, man, you have to have perspective. You know what I'm saying? You have to have, where did we come from? Where were these games 2 years ago? If I told you 2 years ago that a game could do what it do today, you'd be ecstatic. But now you're here and you're pissed.
Exactly.
So
see, most cats don't remember playing in television, which was a two-person console. Playing in television as an only child, playing football. So you playing as both teams. One team, you run up the score, and then you look at the time on the clock and it's like, all right, I'm going to make the greatest comeback ever. And so you take the other team, you come back, and then that was a way of entertaining yourself and getting that competitive drive. Even though it was not a one-person game, you made it into a one-person game.
They don't know nothing about that, Butcher Black. They don't know nothing about being imagination. You know what I'm saying? Like, them old games, man, you had to imagine them crossovers.
Exactly.
Wasn't no crossover animation.
No, man.
Two back and forth.
You never know. You used to wish so many times that double dribble was like, all right, he didn't cross him over, but I'm telling you, he fell back and I dunked it on him because I crossed him up. That's how I did it.
That's it. And you know what, man? I think guys like you and I who can see the whole journey probably enjoy games the most right now. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people that just recently get into gaming. Sometimes that drive for perfection can keep you from enjoying, and don't get me wrong. There are times when, hey, there's going to be a patch. Get on the forums. Let your voice be heard. But at some point, you got the game you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Can you enjoy it or can you not? That's what it comes down to, man. And for me, gaming will always be something that I enjoy to do, man. I can't see me ever putting it down. I said before, man, I'll be in the nursing home with a 200-inch screen getting it in. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry. You know what? I already got my room reserved, bro. They know what I want. That's part of that's in my Medicare package already.
I hear that, man. Hey, but you know what, man? And considering the recent events, man, this was going on with Mike Brown, et cetera, man. You know, gaming was a great way for me to stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? When I was coming up, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I think as times continue to get worse, you know, I don't think there's any more valuable form of entertainment. You know, you could spend $60, man, and you could play a game for 3 months. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I take my family out to eat. That's $125. You know what I'm saying? And that's over in 30 minutes.
And then too, it's different now. It's like, you know, I'm talking about kids. You know, we all still need to get our exercise, and kids need to exercise and everything. But still, the way the gaming is now with PlayStation and Xbox, you can communicate, whereas you couldn't communicate before. You know, you didn't have a way to interact with someone. Well, where do you live? Oh, you live in Montana, and I live in Jersey. Oh man, that's cool, man. What's it like over there? You know, so you're talking behind the scenes while you're playing this game, and you're learning about this person and learning about their family. You know, it could be a little Indian American boy playing versus a Mexican American, and you know, you're bridging that gap at the same time. And so, yes, less and less kids are going out playing, but they're playing and learning more about each other in ways that they wouldn't have in our generation.
Absolutely, Butch. You got it on the head. And one thing, man, if your parents out there, what you could do is you could do an hour gaming for an hour outside, you know, or you could do 2 for 1 or whatever it is you do. That's what we do. You want 3 hours of gaming, you know, 3 hours outside, you know, or 3 hours doing this or cleaning up or doing something else. But you touched on something, man, as far as that communication, man. That is such a key thing. You know, and that's, you know, when I looked at the demographics for Sim Nation, you know, I'm seeing, man, we got like hundreds of fans in the Philippines. We got people in Australia, man. It's a worldwide movement. You know what I'm saying? And this is only made possible by the connectivity that you're talking about. You know, we got guys in Turkey with serious Sim leagues, which I'm talking, these guys take it serious. You know, all the way in Turkey, I would have never known about that.
And who's to say that just because they're playing a video game, they're not taking the Sim Nation videos and using them in real life on the basketball court? Maybe they're an aspiring basketball player, FIBA player that wants to come here and make it in the NBA, and they got impulsed into doing something while watching your video and playing a video game. How deep is that?
No, that's incredibly deep, man. You never know. And that was one of the things that I think separated me when I first started, is I was talking about real basketball concepts in video games, how they're missing, how they're there, you know, how to see it, you know, and so that translation is entirely possible, man. It is entirely possible, and it's mind-blowing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I decided to do Bizarre one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, just one day, I said, man, let me try this. This is crazy. I've never seen nobody do it. Let's see what happens. And now, all of a sudden, like you said, we got guys in Turkey, you know what I'm saying, representing Sim Nation. This is wild.
Mm-hmm. Guys, it's like, yeah, man, I watched the Sim Nation videos, and we won the Euro League just by watching this one play. It could probably happen. It could probably happen.
Hey, but let me tell you this story real quick, man. I wouldn't have believed it, but I know the guy that told this to me. My man, Jay Will, said he lives out in California, I think near Sacramento. And like every Wednesday or something, he goes out to hoop, right? And so some of these guys he hoops with, you know, he plays them on 2K. And so he was smashing this one guy, man. He was smashing him. So he shows up to the gym one week, and the guy he's got a new swag, but he's like, oh, no, I got something for you now, Jay. I got something for you. And so the dude's like, what? He was like, man, I found this dude with a Barry White-like voice, man. He taught me some tips. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm going to wipe the floor with you. And it was me he was talking about, right? But what he didn't know is that Jay Will does my art, my slams and all of that. That's Jay Will. So Jay took him back to his house. He was like, you mean this dude right here?
Broke it down.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's wild, man. So two individuals on the other, at that time on the other side of the country, united in battle. You know what I'm saying? And they both know who I am as a third party, man. It's crazy.
That's awesome, man. That's amazing. Well, folks, we are coming to the end of this particular podcast with the Czar from Sim Nation, and it was a pleasure having him on. Czar, let the people know how they can reach out to you in various forms of social media.
I appreciate it. First of all, man, Butcher Black, thanks for not only having me on, man, but being patient with me and my schedule. I know we've been trying to get this in for probably close to 6 months, man, but you stay patient. You understood how it is, man, and I appreciate you having me on. Much respect to you and Console Kings, man, everything you guys do, man. It's inspiring to see what you brothers put together, man. Some of y'all events, man. It blows my mind that I know the people that put on these events. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But you can find me on Twitter, man, at DaZar, DA_CZAR. I'm always on Operation Sports, all up and down and through their forums. And those are probably the two best ways to reach us or to find out what we're doing. If you're on Twitter, you want to find out what's going on with the Sim Nation, use the hashtag. Hashtag Sim Nation. You can see what's going on. You can see people playing each other. If you want to see people playing direct on Twitch or what have you, you want to be kept up on Fridays. We're doing something new, man, with Sim Hangout. It's on YouTube, so just search on YouTube for Sim Nation or Sim Hangout, and you can catch me and the gentlemen talking NBA and basketball and video games, man, and that's it. If you can't find me through that, you ain't looking.
Again, thank you for coming on, and we appreciate it. This is Butcher Black for the Chop Shop, representing Console Kings, where hip hop and gaming combine. Good night.